Hello, all. Bowtie security guy here. Let's talk about ADHD. Um, it's something I've suffered from my entire life. Luckily, my career and my technology focused job of like solving problems and things of that nature has made my hyper focus tendencies a very valuable asset because I will hyper focus on something until it is completely done. Basically, the destructibility and hyperfocus comes as a result of low dopamine levels in my brain. So my brain basically is always looking for a dopamine hit. So things that are boring but necessary task, like if you say, Rob, fill out this spreadsheet, or Rob, do your purchase order, or put in your basic stuff that just I don't get really excited about is very, very difficult for me to get into. I have to like literally hype myself up or do it the very last minute. Anything that's not like that, my hyper focus kicks in and I instantly start to solve the problem and I can't focus on anything else and I completely lose scope of everything except the problem that I'm trying to solve. And that's a great thing for the career in cybersecurity. The negative is it's a very easy situation to fall into burnout and not realize it. The other negative is you forget to do basic things like eating. I mean, I can go an entire day without eating and not even realize that I have skipped meals until like my stomach starts to go or I start to feel a little lightheaded. I'll go, oh no, I haven't eaten. Um, I have alerts set to eat. I have alerts set on whenever I do a task to make sure that I get it done in time. When you have ADHD, time doesn't really exist in the same way a normal person looks at time. You would feel an hour go by as an hour. I may feel 4 to 5 hours go by in a matter of minutes. I'm like a really weak sauce time traveler, but like it really comes down to learning those things that kind of help you stay focused and then having others kind of help hold you accountable to things. You know, if you have two ADHD people who are trying to solve a problem, be aware of that. I had that situation with some of the people I've worked with previously, where you have two ADHD people trying to solve a problem, and then like they'll completely go off on some other tangent, and then that'll turn into another thing, and that'll turn into another thing, and then you're 40 minutes into a phone call, and you're like, why are we even here? What are we trying to solve? I don't remember. And you get completely kind of lost in thought. So learning ways to account for that, being open and honest with things that don't work for you. I've been open and honest with my leaders and other things. Hey, if you need something done, tell me what you need accomplished and then let me go. Like I will take care of whatever you need me to do. I just need you to clearly tell me what you want done and I will jump on it and get it done immediately. The cool thing is, it makes you look like you're really on top of everything and you're always getting stuff done almost immediately. The reality is, if I don't do it immediately, I will completely forget it because I will hyper focus on something else and dive into something else. So, if you know that about yourself, it's great because you're constantly on top of stuff, you're constantly saying things, you're very organized as a way to stay alive and functioning in a work environment, but you also have to understand the mental struggles of that and learn to kind of take breaks, set alarms for everything. I set alarms for a lot of stuff. If it wasn't for Alexa in my house constantly keeping me on track for basic things, I would have burned things multiple times, forgot to eat, forgot my food in the microwave. Happens a lot. My wife reminds me constantly, did you eat today? Yes, I did. Thank you for reminding me. Sometimes I'll answer the question and not know for sure if it's actually factual. I'll go, I believe I ate, because you get so focused on whatever task you're doing. It's very weird. So I wanted to share that with people. I know there's a lot of people who struggle with ADHD, don't even know they have ADHD, because I've talked to many of you. But there's also a stigma around it that it's a negative. You can turn ADHD into a superpower because you can focus like nobody's business. It's a very common misnomer to say that you constantly get distracted because like certain ADHD people have this horrible affliction called hyperfocus, which is great for cybersecurity field, but I don't know how it would work in other businesses. But it's perfect for our job. So finding an area that works for you, whether it's, deep diving, trying to find anomalies, pen testing is another great. I've lots of ADHD people are pen testers because it's that very focus driven, goal driven type job. And then just kind of talking about it and being open and honest with what helps you, what doesn't, and talking to your leaders and your team so they're aware. That way they know exactly how to engage you. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, when you ask me for something, ask me for this and then do it this way. Like, I have lots of employees who say, hey, when you tell me to do something, can you put it in writing? That way I don't forget. No problem. I'll send you an email. I have other employees that are like, hey, I need it verbally. Don't email it to me because I'll totally forget it. So it just depends. But having that open, honest conversation is really important. So that's a little bit about ADHD. I am not a professional. I was diagnosed by a professional, but I am not one. And yeah, that's just a little bit about it. Your mind is constantly going. You never get to turn it off, and it's very hard to accomplish things that are, those mundane tasks that are very easy for some people are the hardest things for me to do. I would rather build an entire system, automate it, than fill out the form to get approvals to automate it. All right, then. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend. Good luck out there.